Which celebrity would be least likely to be accused of sexual misconduct? Betty White. Okay, but that's because she doesn't need to ask for consent. Because when Betty comes a knockin', the bed's gonna go rockin'. Keanu Reeves. Yeah, he hover hands when he gets photos taken with women. He's not even going to risk an accusation. Terry Crews. That man is a national treasure. Also, he's been on the other side of unwanted advances and probably made him even more likely never to try something. If you're a pervert, why do you go messing with a guy who could probably backhand you back into your mother's womb? Exactly because of that. No one would believe it. Bob Ross, may he rest in peace. Mr. Rogers. Weird Al. Danny DeVito. That's because everyone would willingly sleep with Danny DeVito. At least once they hear about his magnum dong. At least a quarter of these will one day show up on our Age Like Milk. Paul Rudd. 100%. Mark Hamill. He's too good of a person. Everyone thought Bill Cosby was too. I'm pretty sure he had jokes about date rape in his stand-up bits. John Mulaney. Uncle John has a penis. Quote, I'm not going to rape you, I'm a little boy. He literally looks like the wholesome 1950s dad in a suit stereotype. David Attenborough. I think the entire UK would sink into the ocean out of pure depression. John Krasinski. Queen Elizabeth II. Yeah, right, she probably eats babies. Immortality requires sacrifice. Tom Hanks. Mr. Bean. Wait, I read the question wrong. LMFAO. SpongeBob SquarePants. Not sure about Patrick though. Dolly Parton. Weird Al is the only guy in Hollywood you can trust now. Stephen Hawking. When he was alive, obviously. RIP. Stephen Hawking was almost certainly abused himself by his second wife, Andy Samberg. Bill Cosby. Shit. Chris Hansen. Have a seat over there. If he did have a scandal like that, it would be the biggest news in Hollywood though. I don't want to say anything because I feel like I'd just be jinxing it at this point. Obama. Not a comment on his presidency or political career, but the way he comes off in the media. I don't think he's the sort of person with that mindset. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Emma Watson. I really hope none of these comments become our Age Like Milk material. Lassie. I actually hear they're a dog. Flipper. JK. Dolphins are savage beasts. Paul Rudd. John Mulaney. It just wouldn't happen. Chris Pratt seems like a stand-up fella. Technically, he's got a history of sexual misconduct, like showing Amy Poehler, Rashida Jones, and the entire production staff of Parks and Rec his genitalia without their consent. Zooey Deschanel. Edit. Keanu Reeves. The way he hugs is like his GF is behind the camera. 54 minutes ago someone said Keanu Reeves. Your comment is from 24 minutes ago, which means it had been said before you made your comment. But yes, Keanu Reeves is a great answer. My comment. Trump. There's no need to accuse someone who'll openly boast about sexual misconduct. Ned Flanders. The Quiet Olsen twin. Dwight Schrute. Aunt Jemima. Chris Pine. He seems like a gentleman. So did Ted Bundy. Just saying. Julie Andrews. Mr. Rogers. George Clooney. It's not misconduct if everyone you approach is an emphatic yes. Denzel Washington. Just no way. If you asked this 10 years ago, I might have answered Rolf Harris or Bill Cosby. Just goes to show you can never tell. Bob Ross. Even if he did get accused, we would all play it off as a happy little accident. Ron Howard. Dick Van Dyke. Amy Adams. Will Smith. I bet he can get jiggy with it from time to time. Let's make sure he has the consent to though. Anyone could. He's on Epstein's flight list though. Ariana Grande. Christopher Reeve. Hopefully every child actor. Robin Williams. What's he gonna do? Jeffrey Epstein. It's hard to sexually assault someone once you're dead. Wrong. It's obviously Bill Cosby. He's a better person. He would never do something like that. Cheeky smiley face. Tom Hanks. Bill Cosby. He's in a prison now. Well, that escalated fast. Bruh, that's the joke. Tom Hanks. Queen Elizabeth II. Salma Hayek. She can do anything she wants to me, I will never complain. Emma Watson. Those of us old enough to really remember him and his pristine comedy acting career would easily have said Bill Crosby just a few years ago. This just proves that anyone can be a predator. I wanted to make a joke answer, but actually giving it a go. Tom Holland. Anyone who looks at him would instantly think he's a puppy and brush it off. I feel like now we're giving people ideas of who to accuse next. Rick Astley. He did promise never to make you cry. He never promised. Investing in some age-like milk content in about 5 years, are we? Please be Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves. Kevin Spacey. Oh wait, never mind. I once was pondering this and my sister said that every celebrity is likely to have committed sexual misconduct. It's part of a culture where consent wasn't even asked and a no was circumvented with drugs or pressure. She was right. We might not expect it. We might not want it, but even people with a trustworthy image like Mr. Rogers, Bernie Sanders or Bruce Springsteen could have skeletons rattling in their closet. Mary Berry. I'm saving this thread for later to get our age-like milk karma. Keanu Reeves, of course. Keanu Reeves. Emma Watson, because she's a feminist. No, Emma Watson, because she's Emma Watson. I'm not saying that she is one of these people, but there are feminists who have a superiority complex, and there are definitely sexual abusers among those people. Charlie Sheen. My man got the HIV. That doesn't mean nothing could come up in his past. At one point he partied so hard it was making a porn star worried about monsieur the amount of drugs he took. He could have done things without him even remembering. One of Joe Rogan's podcasts with a couple of comedians speculate that Charlie might have made up the HIV thing to make sure no right-minded woman would take up a sexual harassment lawsuit against monsieur. Man shrugging, light skin tone. Bob Newhart. We should just replace the question here with who is your favorite wholesome celebrity? Kermit the Frog. Tom Cruise, because you'll get redacted before word makes it out. The Queen. Johnny Depp. Air Bud. If we're doing dead ones. Helen Keller. How do you know she didn't accidentally grab something? Just because she was disabled doesn't mean she doesn't have needs. Betty White. David Attenborough. I can't believe I haven't seen anyone say Tom Holland yet. Keanu Reeves. If he never got caught, Bill Cosby would easily be on this list. Daniel Radcliffe. I hope. Tom Hanks. Keanu Reeves. Adam Driver. He's been an adult long enough outside of Hollywood and he just seems like a really down-to-earth guy. Keanu Reeves. Will Smith. Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves. Tom Hanks. Sir David Attenborough. Definitely R. Kelly. Mad respect to my favorite artist. I've listened to him every day since I've woken up from my coma 2 months ago. Hatsune Miku. Dr. Ruth. Tweety Bird. Danny DeVito. Everyone would just immediately consent at his mere sex appeal. Beyonce. She totally took advantage of me before. Tell me more. Tell me more. Did you get very far? Jimmy Hoffa. Stephen King. Roman Polanski. Jacob Tremblay. Someone whose power so dwarfs Epstein's that no one dare accuse him. John Hamm. Monsieur. Just a good man. But he did lock a group of women in a bunker for years and told them the world ended. Joe Rogan. Pretty much 90% of all the women. More like 99%. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Whomever is the most attractive and seemingly wholesome female one. Stephen Hawking. He had sexual desires too and was a regular at a strip club. Sanders. I am looking at you. Wait until he finally gets a nomination. Millie Bobby Brown seems to be quite out of the usual sex offender profile. Keanu Reeves. Grey Worm. I'm the next year. Any celebrity under the age of 10. Wait, does the celebrity have to be human? Doge. Rick Moranis. I read this is most likely X33 whoops. But I say Tom Holland. Rihanna, Donald Duck, Meryl Streep. She can have any bitch of any sexual identity just by asking. Total consent. Our cats are fucking stupid. The Chuckle Brothers. Wholesome content for British kids. Daniel Sloss. Bill Cosby, of course. How could someone so wholesome do something like that? S. Nardwuar the Serviette. The Angry Video Game Nerd, James Rolfe. Mr. Rogers. Charles Martinet, voice actor of Mario. Pee-wee Herman, cause it's all just too obvious. He got in a lot of trouble for jacking off in a porn theater, when that was a thing, and having vintage erotica with images of teens. However, I believe the charges were dropped, but nobody but the cops know what the erotica really was. So I wouldn't be surprised if someone came out and said something about "Hi, monsieur." Michael Cera. All I can think of is the movie This Is the End, when one scene he does a bunch of coke and slaps Rihanna's ass, then another scene he is getting a BJ and a rim job in the bathroom with two women. Yes, that did happen, but it wasn't real in my mind. He's just in love with his cousin in Arrested Development, and he's just trying to get liquor for the girl he likes, Gold Slick vodka. He also cheated on his Asian high school girlfriend with a girl with colored hair and roller skates, though, so I wouldn't say he is too innocent. He also got a high schooler knocked up. She ended up giving the kid to Jennifer Garner. Tom Holland. I literally can't even imagine a situation. Julie Andrews. Mr. Rogers. Keanu Reeves. This was my first thought. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. ALF. Stephen Hawking. Obviously it's Santa Claus. Jack McBrayer. Trump. Beyond redundant at this point. Jim Carrey. John Cleese. Hugh Jackman. Even people here on Reddit that knew him from before he got famous says he's always been a classy guy. Stephen Hawking. P.S. RIP Sir. Oprah. Tom Hanks. Keanu Reeves. Sam Neill. Trevor Moore. He wouldn't be accused, he'd be convicted. Or, which celebrity would you forgive easily if they were accused of sexual misconduct? Playing devil's advocate, of course. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.